Hi crocheters of the world. In this tutorial I want to show you how to knit, not to crochet, how to knit a top-down sweater. Now I tried to put together all the basic rules for a top-down sweater, for a knitted top-down sweater. And actually this tutorial has 3 parts, and are exactly the parts, the most important parts to make the yoke, so to knit the yoke. Because we know from crochet that the yoke in a top-down sweater construction, it's the most important part. The rest, it's piece of cake. So for the yoke we will have the first part, how to cast on, how to begin to knit the raglan increases and the increases on the beginning and at the end of the row, and we will knit a part in rows, and then we will join into the second part of the tutorial. We will join together the 2 parts, we will cast on in the middle between the 2 parts, the beginning and the end. We will cast on stitches, and then into the third part we will understand how to continue on with the yoke, how to divide the body from the sleeves, and then how to take on again the sleeves, sleeve stitches, and to work them, so to continue on with the sleeves too. So there is all that you need to knit, even if you haven't knitted so far. It's a beginner project. It's the stockinette stitch, so the easiest ever stitch in knitting, so you don't have to worry. Just watch the tutorial, the 3 parts of the tutorial. I also have written instructions, and on the written instructions I put down the basic rules, of course, and also my size. And my size, it's a M size. Now, in the tutorial I explain how to work the yoke. So from that yoke you can make a nice pullover, sweater, what do you want, work for yourself or for your family. So it will be really easy to work it. But if you want to create exactly this design that I created for my 2 pullovers, because as you can see, dresses, little dresses, pullover, as you want to name, called it, on my blog you have the instructions how to continue on, actually to put the increases on both sides to create this shape. Okay, so you'll see it's really easy. So after you work the yoke, the rest it's really easy. Okay, so the yoke, it's the most important, so focus on this, and you'll see that you won't have problems with the rest. Now I'll let you to the tutorial. Hope you enjoy. Happy knitting this time, and there will be sometimes there will be tutorials on knitting too, because I like to knit too, but of course my passion is crochet. So I love to knit, but I'm a passionate of crochet. Okay, so let me I adore to crochet, I love to knit. Okay, so actually this is the difference. But from time to time it's nice to knit to some project, maybe a beret, or I don't know, a scarf or a neck warmer, a sweater, and so on. Okay, so I like to do the tutorial. Happy knitting, and see you at the next tutorial. Bye bye. Hi crocheters of the world. In this tutorial I want to, actually there will be more than one tutorial. I will show you exactly step by step how to knit a yoke for a sweater. It can be, so these are the basics, okay, and from here you can just go on and work anything else. Now as you saw in my intro, I worked two sweaters with this technique lately, and I must say this is really easy. Now what I want to say is that I will work a little sweater just for you to understand better all the steps. I know that you are crocheters, and this is your passion as it is my passion. Crochet is really my passion. But from time to time, I just want to knit too. And the top-down knitting with circular needles, it's really easy and nice. Now, if you already have worked crochet sweaters, top-down crochet sweaters with me, then will be really easy for you to understand how to knit a top-down sweater, because more or less it's the same, so we have the same steps. Okay, now to knit a circle with circular needles, of course you need circular needles, and I highly recommend you the interchangeable circular needles. So it's really easy. I actually bought this, and I won't say the name of the producer because there are lots of them and they are good, all good. Now there are only three here. I have 4 millimeters, 5 millimeters, so I will work with 5 millimeters, and I highly recommend you to work with 5 millimeters and 6 millimeters. And for me now it's just enough. You can work, there are more measures, more sizes, and with the nice cables here, and it's really easy to work, and I will show you why while working actually, because you can actually change the cable. You can put more, you can put one longer, or with these connectors, this is really so it's cable connector. Actually it's really nice. This I bought it separately, and these are the connectors. Now it's really nice when you work. I really like to work on a small cable, okay, smaller than the circumference that I need. I find that it is more comfortable to work on a smaller cable. So when I want to try it, I just put a connector and another cable, and I can try it. That's why the connectors, at least for me, are very important. And if you want to learn with me, these are my advices. Now let's get on to the next step. So the casting on, of course, it's very important. You will need 4 markers. Now I will put the playlist with casting on with all that I already have as tutorials in the playlist crochet for knitting for crocheters, so you can understand. The sweater will be worked in the stockinette stitch, so it's really easy. And let's see, so we will begin exactly as we began for a crochet sweater, with measuring, or by measuring actually the back side, mid shoulder to mid shoulder. So this is the most important measure for a top down construction sweater, okay? Even if it's crochet or knitting, this is the most important thing. So it's the mid shoulder to mid shoulder. You can take a sweater that you have and that you feel comfortable in and measure that one if you want to, okay? Would be really nice. And first of all, if you have haven't had work before a sweater, crochet or knit, or maybe only knitted, let's say, then it's better to make one now for yourself, okay, just to get confidence with the measures and so on. And afterwards you can just work for your family, for whom you want. Now mid shoulder to mid shoulder. Okay, so I will put here 21 stitches, but the important thing, it's not, so I will work something really, really little, small, but the important thing is you have to put cast on a multiple of 3. I have 21. Okay, so multiple of 3, this is what you have to get in your mind. Now, multiple of 3 for the back side, and this is the most important, the main measure, okay? Now, from here, we need the sleeves, okay? And we will calculate them like this. We will divide our multiple of 3, of course, by 3. And I get here 7, okay? So, the result will be not the same, but it's okay. So 7, and this will be the number that we have to cast on for one sleeve, which means for 2 sleeves we will have 7 multiplied with 2. So this is the number that you will have to cast on for both sleeves, okay? 14. So it's 7 and 7. Okay, now we have 21 plus 14. In my case, this is what you have to calculate from your main measure. Good. Now there will be 2 numbers of stitches that you have to cast on that are exactly the same for all measures. The first is 4. And this 4, it's like this. 2 for the front side left and 2 for the front side right. This is the 4. And then, let me show you here. Because the top down begins with a kind of, like this, with a kind of rectangular shape. Now, the next number is 8. And where this 8 comes from, I will tell you. In between the parts of the body, so the front, sleeve, back, sleeve, and the other front, we have to increase. We have to double increase, because the double increase, it's the Raglan increase. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So we have to cast on 2 stitches more for each double increase. And before and after these 2 stitches we will increase. These are the increases, okay? So, which means 2, 4, 6 and 8. Which means that this is our number, 8. So 4 plus 8, which is 12, these are the stitches that you must, the number of stitches that you will put for each measure you want. This is what you have to calculate. Okay, now I have here 21. I will go on and cast on my 14 and my 12 too. And I will be back to show you how to work the first row. The first row is very important because we will put our markers, and the markers will be put in between these two stitches. Okay, here we will put the markers. That's why I always put 2 stitches, because for me it's easier. Okay, here in the middle you can put 1 stitch. You don't have to put any stitch if you want to, where we have the Raglan increases. And maybe later I will show you how to work without any stitch. But for now, if you are a beginner, it's better. Okay, so another important thing is you cast on the stitches that you need for the back side. Okay, that you think you need for the back side. Good. Now, if you want to measure them, another one very important thing, I don't believe in gauge. As for my crochet pullovers and sweaters and clothes, I just go on and work. So work with 5mm hook. This is all the advice that I have to give you. So if you want to follow my written instruction to work with 5mm hook, 5mm crochet, knitting needles, and of course yarn that that is suitable for this measure of needles. Now, when you measure if it's okay the back side, you just have to put the stitches like this. Okay, so you won't let them like this as you just cast it on, but you just put them like this. And this is the measure that it's right. And you will measure it exactly like this. I have more or less 10 centimeters. So you will measure this, and if you think it's not enough, you add 3 more. Okay, because we need multiple of 3. Very important. Okay, then you just continue on. You will calculate the sleeves and so on. Now, let me just cast on my 14 and my 12 because I only have my 21, so the backside measure. So one more thing. To cast on, I used this method. There are 2 methods on my playlist. I use this one. I think it's so nice and easy. So you can use one of the 2. So I have all my stitches here on my needle. They are 47, so 21 plus 14 plus 4 plus 8, 47. And now I just want to begin the first row. We will work in rows for a little bit, 10 to 15 rows, and then we will work in round. We will join in round. And this will be the part that we will increase on the front side too, left and right. So we will begin and we will finish with an increase 2, okay? But this is from the second row, and for now we will need to work the first row and to put the markers. It's very important to put correctly the markers. Now, as I said before, we have 2 stitches before and after the increase. In between these 2 stitches, I said we will put the markers. So now, while working the first row, we will have in our imagination to think like this. We work 2 stitches, we will begin like this. I have here the arrow, so we go on through the right and we will finish here. So we begin with 2 stitches, and then we will work 1 more of the group of 2 for the first raglan, and then we will put the first marker. Then we will work 1 of the group of 2 plus the number of stitches that you cast on for the sleeve, and then 1 more for the next group of 2 stitches for the raglan. Then we will put the marker. Now let's get started. So we will work 2 plus 1. Of course, we will begin with a knit stitch, 1 with a knit row, 2. These are for the front side, and 1, and this is the first of the group of 2, which means we take our marker, first marker, and we put it here, and we continue on with the next of the group of 2 plus the number of stitches that you have for the sleeve. I have 7 plus 1 more of the next group of 2. So we work 1, and now I worked all my group of 1 marker 2. Now I will work 7 for my sleeve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, for the sleeve. And now again I will work 1, this is my group of 2 for the next raglan increase. I will take my marker, put it on and work 1 more. And this means that I am here. I already worked this one too. Now I have to work my back side, which in my case are 21 stitches. So these are stitches. 21 stitches. Then I will work 1 more for the third raglan group of 2. I will put my marker. And then I will work again 1 more plus 7 plus 1 more. I will put my last marker. And then I will work the last 3 stitches. Okay, now let me work my 21 and I will be back to show you this first row. I want to show you all my markers, how I put them, just because I want to be sure that you understand this. So I work my 21 of the back side and now I have to work 1, then I have to put the marker. This is the group of 2 for the third raglan. So I worked 1, I put the marker and I work 1 more. And now I will continue with my 7 for the other sleeve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I work my 7 for the other sleeve and now I am at the last raglan increase, last raglan group of 2. So this is the first one, put the marker, this is the second, and I have 2 more for the front side. So 1 and 2. Okay, this is the first row and now we have the marker. The second row I will show you how to work the increases, and these are the most 2 important row, let's say, sorry, 2 important rows, because if you work these well, you just have to continue on very, very easy. Okay. So I said into the second row, but actually the second knit row, because now until we will join together and we will work in round, we will work some rows knit and purl, and this is what we have to do. Only into knit row we increase, then we purl into the next and knit and increase, and then purl into the next. So we knit and put the markers into the first, and now actually the second row, but I said second because actually is the second knit row, which means is the second row where something happens. Okay, so in this row we just want to purl all the stitches as they are. So I just, oops, what I have here, so I just want to purl, and don't worry, we will purl only for 10 to 15 rows now for a adult size. Here in the tutorial I will go on like this for, let's say, 5 to 7 rows. Okay, I just want to show you how you can, so how to what to do with the markers. You just take it and put it on right side and continue on purling your stitches. Okay, so that's all. You just have to purl. So each second row will be a purl row. So only into the knit row we will actually increase. Okay, only into each of our second row, only into each of our knit row. So I purled all my stitches. So as you can see, now we have 2 rows this is knit, this is purled. Okay, and now I will begin into the next into the next knit row. I will begin with my increases, and I want to keep track on my increases like this. I will begin here. Now we begin with 2 for the front side, so this is the first row. 2 for the front side, I will put front, then slash, 7 for the sleeve, slash, 21 for the back, and I will put a B, of course. And I know that I increase only in knit stitch, so knit 2, the second knit. I will increase, always increase until I will join. I will always increase by 2 stitches in each section. So from the front, from 2, I will have 4 slash. Here on the sleeve I will have 9 slash, and on the back side 21 plus 2 I will have 23 back, and the next knit, and so on. I like to keep on writing as I worked, at least for my first, second sweater, so I can compare and I can know how to work it then maybe in a larger measure for someone else, you know. So I just, if you want to, you can keep on keep track of your stitches, of your increases. Now I said that we will increase in each of our knit row. We will also increase at the beginning and at the end to shape the front neckline. Okay, so we will knit into the second, and we will increase into the second stitch at the beginning and into the second to last at the end for our 10 to 15 rows. Okay, total knit and purl for an adult size. Now you will just decide how large you want the neckline to be, so it's you to decide. Maybe it's better to make it larger, because then we will put a little we can work around some border, so it will be okay. I will work only 5 to 7 rows like this, with increasing at the beginning and at the end of the row 2, because I'm working something really mini. And of course we will increase on the Raglan increases, so let us work. So for the front side I said into the second, so work first, so knit first, and into the second, and into the second to last we will increase like this. We will work a double knit stitch, which is from this one we will work the first one like this. This is my first, and now I go back from right to left insert hook and work again the same stitch, and this is the double. I named it like this. I don't know if this is the actual name, but this is the double knit from my point of view. Okay, so the increase, working 2 times, knitting 2 times the stitch, one from the back and one from the front and one from the back. Okay, now I increase, and now I have to increase for my Raglan because I'm here. Okay, now to increase for the Raglan, you will increase before of the, so we have the group of 2 stitches before of the stitch before the marker, so before of the stitch before the marker. We are just here, and we will increase like this. We have this vertical with horizontal bar here, So take it with your right needle and put it on your left needle. And now we want to knit it. But to knit it easily, insert hook from right to left and pull. Keep here with the finger in tension, and now you are ready to knit your stitch. And this is the increase. Now work the stitch before the marker, pass the marker, work the stitch after the marker and increase. And this is how you will increase for your raglan line. And you will increase exactly the same. So in between the stitches we have these vertical bars, horizontal bars, sorry. And this is the one. Take it with the right needle, put it on the left needle, and now from right to left, pull, keep here with your finger, and now as you can see it's large enough for us to work it, to knit it actually. Okay, now just continue on and knit your stitches for the sleeve. And now of course at the end of this round you will have, now we will knit until the stitch before the marker. So I have 2 more to knit. Don't have to count now, just to follow these easy rules. Now I stopped here because here I have to work my first of my double increases, my raglan increase. So take the horizontal bar in between the stitches with the right needle, put it on the left needle, insert left needle, right needle, sorry, I said hook first, I think. Insert right needle into the stitch, right to left, pull and keep it here with your finger in tension. And now insert from left to right and knit the stitch. This is the stitch that we added. Now work the stitch before the marker, so knit the stitch before the marker, pass the marker, knit the stitch after the marker and increase again, exactly as you did before. Oh, this is something that you will repeat over and over again for the yoke. So you will just be able to work this, even if now maybe this seems to be really difficult for you, but believe me, it is not. Now I just go on and work the back side. Okay, now let us count the stitches, and when you count the stitches for one section of the body, you don't count the stitch after the marker and the stitch before the marker, because these stitches are these 2 stitches, okay, is the raglan, so we don't want to count them. Okay, so I don't count this, I count 1, 2, 3, I must have 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I don't count these 2. Yes, I have 9. It's just perfect. Now let me finish the back side and I will be back to show you one more time the raglan increases. On my written instruction you have, of course, how many stitches, how many rows I worked until I joined and so on, so you have all that you want. If you don't understand now, okay, you can purchase it. Now I stopped here, I have one more stitch to work, and I said you need to increase always. For the raglan increases you will increase before the stitch before the marker. Now I have the stitch before the marker and I'm ready to increase. So take the horizontal bar with the right needle, put it on the left needle, insert with the right needle from right to left and pull. Keep it here with the finger. Insert now from left to right and knit the stitch. Perfect. Knit the stitch before the marker, pass the marker, knit the stitch after the marker, and the second of our double raglan. Increase, pull. This is just to be easier for you to work it. Wow, we increased again for the raglan. Now I will work my stitches for the sleeve. I almost finished the stitches for the sleeve, so I have to work one more, to knit one more actually, and here I have the stitch before the marker, and in between the last of the sleeve and the stitch before the marker I want to increase for the raglan. So just increase. Okay, now work the stitch before the marker, past the marker, work the stitch after the marker, and just increase again. So don't forget to increase this group of two stitches with the marker in between are for the raglan. So on one side and on the other side of these stitches we will go on and increase. Okay, so it's very important. Here we have the marker. Okay, now and I have to increase into the second to last for the neckline. So knit, and from the back side right to left knit again. Now I have two stitches from one, and I can work my last one, and I'm happy that I finished my second increase row, my second knit row, and now I will purl. So purl all the row back. Okay. So now that we know how to increase and where to increase, we will just continue on like this to actually create the neckline on the front side. So I will go on for 5 to 7 rows. You have to go on for at least 10 to 15 rows for an adult size, or maybe more if you want to. So it's you to decide how large you want to be the neckline here on the front side. And you will increase the 4 raglan increases, which are double increases, and then I want to repeat it because it's important. And then for the neckline shape, into the second and into the second to last in each row, in each knit row. Okay, so into the second and into the second to last into each of your knit row. You will purl the stitches without the increases. So into the knit row we increase the 4 raglan, and into the second to last. Into the purls row we just go on and purl all stitches.